Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
Good to see you.
Have we begun?
Have we begun? That was such a proper way to speak. And you're throwing me off. Although it did sound very, I am balls deep in the Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid's Tale. In their tale. It's, yeah, okay. By the way, yeah. I could have just taken 4.5 seconds to think about who the main characters are in the show. And, you know, whose tale is being told? The Handmaids. And then put it together. But look, I've been smoking too much pot in this quarantine.
Show.
What's that?
I know nothing of that show.
Oh.
I'm not even positive I know what a handmaid is.
By the way, you said that like you were fucking fired off the show 2 days ago.
Handmaid's Tale? I know nothing of the sort.
I've never even heard of the show. Yeah, it's one of those suck you in. It's a real fucked up. There's a lot of it's basically a whole new world. Not the Aladdin one you're thinking of, where there's monkeys stealing beefaroni and stuff.
Sure. I've never seen Aladdin, but continue.
Okay, our guest has been Sal Vulcano. Check him out online. He's got stuff all over the internet. But I said it last podcast. If we get another guest who's never seen the Disney classic, where they ride a carpet up into the skies and make love in front of the moon, then guess what? Say it with me, studio audience. You're out of here. All right, we'll edit in an audience. No, that's fine. Look, I just watched The Godfather per my dad's request. He goes, if I die, he goes, before the vaccine comes out, he goes, and you haven't seen The Godfather, he's like, I'm gonna be so pissed. I go, well, you'll be dead, but I've
never seen Godfather 3, but I did this week get Disney Plus.
Wow, free advertisement. Yeah. And?
Well, I should really be pushing HBO Max, but
yeah. Is that where Jokers are living?
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. Is HBO Max and Disney Plus, are those like the new kids on the block?
Well, you have your Netflix and Hulu, then along came Amazon Prime.
Really right? shook the game up.
Like, what?
Really shook the game up, Amazon Prime, because everyone, and I'll just speak for myself, I was like, well, this is usually...
you said everyone, and we heard you, so speak for everyone.
Fine. Okay, everyone thought when Amazon Prime started getting the programming business, I was like, hey, man, this is where I get my Apple Jacks and my dildo cream. And now you're trying to push Billy Bob Thornton on me and John Krasinski, and I'm like, hey, man, I've gotten my Krasinski fill already. Billy Bob, I've always got room at the table for, but, give me a couple trailers first before you just go, boom, $5.99 to watch more of Billy Bob. But Disney Plus, from the get-go, seemed like the one to me that was going to have no problem.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon Prime came in, and I said the same thing. I got to reconcile this, but then all of a sudden they had good programming. I think it's all about the programming.
It is. It really is. It's. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say HBO Max came out. I don't know. I don't get the whole business model anymore. They broke down cable and dismantled it.
Yep.
And now we just have to buy every single station individually. Well, and then we have to subscribe to 7 different places and pay 7 different bills. And then we have to go to 7 different places to watch things. Is it becoming more convenient or less convenient? This is what I'm asking you and the studio audience.
Guys, what do you think? One at a time. But what is this? The Price is Right? One guy, you hear one guy. I edited one guy going,
Price is Right,
I thought it was. Fuck this show. What's that?
You were on The Price is Right, right?
Oh, as a stone.
I was.
you were on it for real as a contestant?
No, I don't know. I mean, on it. I'm saying on it because I saw myself in the audience. I was like, yes, but I was in the audience.
So was I. And then I was on the stage because the pot brownie had kicked in just at the right time to give me that little bit of confidence boost to when your friend goes, rush the stage during the Showcase Showdown. You go, okay. And that's what it was my sophomore year. This whole story is on YouTube, but it, I mean, it was group from my fraternity. We got drunk and super, very high. And, they're supposed to take, if you go with a group of 20 or more, one person from your group to make it to Contestants Row. And this was $1 million show. It was primetime Price is Right. We'd never seen Bob Barker past noon. It's 8:30.
You got Barker?
Oh, dude, I did the robot behind
I got
Bob
Drew
Barker.
Carey.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like, I don't know what you equate that to. That's like going to Wolfgang Puck and you get like his stepson who's like Mike Puck. And he comes out.
Did you get tackled by like Secret Service?
Dude, I should have. I literally am sitting on the end. It's this big black dude named Daron and this tiny, the guy's probably 6'5", and a tiny little old lady named Ethel. She's maybe in her late 70s. Just two complete opposites. Yeah. And just, they had such a good, funny banter during the Showcase Showdown. And he wins. Daron wins. My buddy pushes me out of my chair into the aisle because I was sitting on the end, and he just goes, go. And it was one of those things where I ran down the aisle. Still took a moment to like do my come on down dance because you're running down the aisle. I don't care if it's to get to the stage to cause a scene. You still got to do your.
Wait. I need clarification.
Oh yeah.
Were you called?
No. No way, man. Not even close. In my head.
Did you save your name tag?
I wish, man, because that's.
I saved mine.
Oh, of course you did, dude. That's like. I mean, there's ticket stubs I wish I'd saved. Yeah. I've saved things now from like, shows and movies and stuff, but like that is, especially from that day. I mean, fuck, dude. I probably kept the hoodie for a couple weeks, then it got covered in cum, and then I probably threw it away. But
like hoodies do.
Yeah, but
so you
college
rushed,
hoodies.
And then what happened? Do you ruin the segment? What did Bob say?
What did Bob say?
Wait, was Roddy alive?
Oh yeah,
so many questions.
Roddy was like, "Whoa, this guy! Somebody tackle that Jew." Sorry, was that real loud? Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. I forget what he said, but it was very anti-Semitic. Rest in peace, Roddy. But no, I get up, I run down the aisle, and there's a security guard at the top of the stage that you can't see on TV, and all she does is look at me and go, hey, where are you going? And I was like, that's my best friend. That's all I needed to say, Sal. And she just goes, all right, cool. And I just ran past her and then ran towards the guy and his friends who were all on the opposite side of the studio. So they run on stage. I'm rubbing his head. I sat in the Escalade at one point and fucking steered the wheel.
You have to be kidding me.
Oh, yeah. And then I just stood with his group of friends, and he was so pumped because it was a primetime show. So he won an Escalade, a boat, a trip, I think 2 trips.
Escalade.
Dude, the opening prizes.
You're lucky if you get past a Sebring on that show. You're lucky.
The opening,
Escalade.
I think he won a pony. The opening prize is like a dinette set, and like it's like, oh, there's table and chairs, and here's take a look at this window. It was just like shit that like a window cover. Like shit. You're like, hey, I think that's good. I don't fucking
hold on to your drawers. It's a love seat
with extra cushions. Yeah, so it was stuff that. But these prizes out of the gate were like cars in the first. When you're at Contestants Row.
Oh, because it was sweeps week or something. They were doing prime time.
Prime time was 8:30 at night. So it was the $1 million spectacular is what they called it. And so anyway, man,
how did you even get tickets to this?
I mean, dude, just a 20 horny frat dudes from USC. I don't know. I think one of the guys might have been interning for CBS and hooked it up, but
wow.
Yeah, because people were driving from all over. We met people in line that were like, "We came all the way from Topeka, Kansas. I just love Bob Barker. I'd do just about anything to get on that show." And they interview people when you're in line to see, everyone. You get one question.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. What was your question?
No, I forget what they asked me, but I will tell you, it was when I was out in LA visiting, when I was there a couple times a year, I get out there. And so I went with a bunch of people as well. Two of the people you would know. Steve Byrne was with me and
Yes.
Dom Herrera.
Yes.
What was so funny about that is they sat us in like the fourth row center. And then in the middle of the show, Drew Carey is like doing it and then just spots Dom Herrera and he goes, "Hi, Dom Herrera." And then Dom's like, "Hey, Drew." And he goes, "What are you doing here?" And Dom goes, "I'm here for The Price is Right."
Yeah. In such a sarcastic, dumb
Yeah.
way of like,
and then
you
we
dumb
just
dumb.
continued
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. What are you doing here? Yeah. Yeah. That's so great. The wait for the show, the anticipation is they do it right. I would assume it's on par with like a Friends taping or Oprah at the height of Oprah.
They do it like a nightclub, dude. Like when you drive by the CBS building, there's just like 300 people online outside. You're like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
It's like
are people winning prizes in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is. That's smart. Anytime you can create that line atmosphere, people are always going to be, intrigued about how they can participate. Did you guys bring snacks?
We didn't smuggle any snacks in. I thought, as
no
usual,
smuggling?
the studio looks smaller in person than it does on television.
Oh yeah, which is kind of a bummer.
It was a little bit of a bummer, but we did really get into the just yelling out we weren't supposed to and starting chants in the audience and stuff. and amongst the chaos,
Yeah.
I would slip in I would shout obscenities amongst the chaos. So when people are just like, $1, I was like, "Pull your head out of your ass." I was like yelling shit like that.
Well,
we were booing people. And then they caught on and they had this camera that would scan the audience all the time for those like shots in and out of commercial and things like that. And they caught on that we were being like those types. And so I remember seeing them, the stage manager, give the camera guy a signal, and then they would get, and when they get to us, the red light would go off, and they would come back on once they passed us.
Dude, that's the move. By the way, it's almost like when they mic up, football, basketball players, and you can hear some of the true things that are being said. It's like, yeah, they've got to have selective mics where they're like, all right, there's a couple of guys in the corner that are loose cannons. Like one of them knows Drew, so let's make sure we hit that drop button every time it gets to them because, like screaming, there's so much chaos. People don't realize people are losing. Like when our guy from our group got to Contestants Row, I mean, you had 20 stoned Jews just being like, 11.75. Like we're going nuts because we're just like, he's got to win. And then he got $1 by some, she must have just been 4'8". I don't know why her size is imperative, but she did like a slow turn back at us and was just like, and we were all like, and then she turned back to Bob and she was like, $1, Bob. And
I actually do a whole bit on The Price. I do a bit on Family Feud and The Price is Right. You know me. I'm known for my edgy material, and
dude.
No, but I go in hard. I rant on this too. One of the thing I hate more is I don't like the $1 as it stands. Right?
Yeah.
Like you're using a cop out. Bid on the price. I'm just like, you could do that, but you're not a real G if you get up on $1 for me. People think that they take pride in getting up on the dollar. They're like, "Oh, these morons didn't realize $1." But I'm just like, just have a little self-respect.
I know.
And just guess what the goddamn washer dryer combination is.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I hate more.
Sorry if you didn't grow up in a house that had both, but guess what? Think about your friends that had both and go, I wonder, what that costs. We can all guess prices. So you're right. The $1 it's like a mulligan, but it's an unfair.
You know what's worse? $1 is bad enough. Here's what I hate. This is what I hate. And I get up and I want to fight this person from my home. When someone goes 600 and then the next person goes 601.
Oh, nothing makes me.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
601.
Fuck you with your
Have
601.
A little self-respect.
That's
Who
lazy.
Raised you?
Who raised you? Fozzie Bear, as my mom used to say.
601.
601.
630, 635. Let the woman have her washer dryer combination.
Yeah, guess what? You didn't get 6. She got called down before you. That's not your fault. But you have control over separating yourself from the person. That's literally like copying. It's like when the teacher called on somebody, they're like, "What's the capital of Florida?" And someone raised their hand and they go, She goes, yes, Austin. And he goes, Tallahassee. And then right as he's finishing saying Tallahassee, you raise your hand and go, Tallahassee. Oh, I knew it too.
Tallahassee.
Like
600. I was gonna say 600.
I was just 601. She said 600. Yeah, I'll say 601. I was gonna say 600 too. And he's like, well, we weren't calling on you yet. Yeah, there is.
You know what I tell? When I do the bit, I say, honestly, I just tell everybody. I say, everybody in here, let's make a pact right now. If the Lord blesses us, and one day we find ourselves in this situation, and somebody 601 somebody, you fucking 602, you 602 that son of a bitch. You say it loud, you say it proud, and everybody here tonight will be bonded for life. Will be like, that 602 is coming from the night that we said it.
Dude, that person would go down in Price is Right history.
Yeah. And then the other person has to make sure they don't 603 the 602 because they have to know the 602 had good intentions.
Yes, and it's only you pull the rug out from under the 602, the bravery of the 602 person. You basically just fucking put that knife through their back, and that goes through the 601's chest.
That's right.
Which it is a power move. It's like if it's fucking, but. All right, so game
shows.
But
the 602 is doing it for a reason. The 602 deserves a ticker tape parade.
Yes, the 602 is the one that stepped out of line, spoke up. So Family Feud, to me, that might arguably be it might go down because of the bloopers that are online from that show and the questions that they can still. Every game show. From the past that they've rebooted or whatever. Even I was trying to watch some Match Game the other night, and I'm like, it's just too like Alec Baldwin was like, what's something that your significant other might say to you in the bed. Like even when the answers from, first of all, the celebrities are trying to be funny, so I'm already like, and they got to be clean ABC funny. So I'm a little, it's like hey, like no one's being like I'll put it in your butt, Alec. Like they, it's just real,
like in the old days,
like. Hey,
no,
man.
no, really. I swear to God, you don't know. You're talking my language right now. Like I have nights where I'll do 3-4 hours of YouTube of just Price is Right bloopers. I just go hard in the paint.
I fucking love you. I just posted a clip on Instagram about a kid. Did you see it? It was just an amazing kid who this kid got a putt in, and then he went crazy and he fucking dry humped the car that he won, and then he went over.
Yes. He jumped on the hood, right? Yeah.
Wait, so okay, so
dude, I have on my DVR, I have Family Feud, keep until I delete unlimited episodes.
Oh God, I gotta come over. Man.
I have the Richard Dawson Family Feud on DVD. I even watched the old ones. Shout out Ray Combs, rest in peace. I think he's great.
I think, but I'll tell you what.
Listen to this. This week, wait, you froze up on me.
Am I here?
What it is now? You're here.
Okay.
This week, 2 days ago. This is very, very relevant. I got the call from Family Feud to do Celebrity Family Feud.
Shut the fuck up. My God. With Steve Harvey.
January.
You're going in January. Where is it taped?
In LA, so I'll come visit you. We should do a piggyback and we'll do a Price is Right together.
I mean, yeah, dude. And oh my God, dude. I wonder where it's filmed. Do you know yet?
I don't know exactly.
That's fine.
But I'm already having anxiety. I've dreamt about this call coming. I have dreamt about this day. You don't understand. I on family holidays.
Yeah.
I host Family Feud. We split my family in two.
I love it.
And I host Family Feud.
I love it.
On holidays in my own home.
Oh my God. Wait, so this is family or this is celebrity? With the guys.
So this is like Celebrity for charity. So gotcha. I got to go on with the guys.
Okay, great. Still, well, I mean, that's gonna be so fun, dude. Because, I mean, the answer. And dude, Steve Harvey. See, and this is what I was getting at. His questions and his looks. Like, I mean, some of the bloopers I found on Family Feud. You could Steve Harvey's brilliant because his look alone sometimes and his pause does so much.
He has perfected the dumbfounded look.
And also the pause, and he'll pace. I saw him do maybe a 25 to 30 second pace around both families, and then made his way back.
He's not afraid of the silent of the
dude. He'll take his time. He's like, I know this is a 22-minute show, but we might bump the second show and make this a 48-minute episode because I need to take my time on this guy's answer. And I'm
all for Steve Harvey's antics on Family Feud. I'm all for them.
Congrats, dude. Sal, you've
Thank
gotten
you.
to do some really cool shit, and you know your what you've given to the world, comedy wise, is like you're not getting enough back, in my opinion. But it's happening with things like Family Feud, so that's a good start.
Yes, the Lord gave me Family Feud.
Oh my God!
I gotta play Fast Money. I'm afraid I'm gonna shit myself.
Yeah, you
right on camera.
You got. I mean, and if you do, dude, I mean, think of the look Steve Harvey will give to camera when you fucking just.
Oh, that's actually should be my goal. I should make sure, like for you, specifically for you from this conversation, I should make sure I evoke like a real like one of those out of him.
There's nobody there, but there's somebody there, and I see ya. Hey guys, comedian Adam Ray here. Thanks for listening to the About Last Night podcast. I hope you're enjoying the episode, and I hope you're doing okay. It's a crazy, crazy time right now, and if you're a little uneasy, I get that, and I've also got the answer. Koi CBD. Say it with me, Koi CBD. Feels good, and it does feel good because I use all their products. I've been fucking with the fellas at Koi CBD since my circumcision, and I'll tell you this much. They're the best in the game, okay? Gummies, bath bombs, tinctures, joints, creams, oils. They got stuff for pets. Koi CBD has been giving the people what they need to feel better, to mellow out, to go to sleep right, to take away the aches and pains with the creams and oils. The bath bombs make bathing just the best thing ever. You get a little radiation high from the balms. I don't know what's in it, but fucking goodness and just all sorts of. It's amazing, okay? It feels like drugs, and it's not because it's CBD. So, if you want to get these amazing products, and I know you do because I got the Adam Ray stamp of approval, go to koicbd.com and put in the code ALN15 to get 15% off your first order. koicbd.com, the promo code ALN15 to get 15% off your first order. Do it today and start living and feeling the right way. And now, back to the episode.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I know every single blooper from the history of the show, but there's a Steve Harvey blooper where he's like, name something with the word pork in it. And the girl's like, she's like, you pine.
Oh, dude, I just saw that one like 3 weeks ago, dude.
He's like, what?
Yeah, he goes,
she goes, you pine.
Yeah. And he goes, she said, you pine. And then he's like, I don't know if you're gonna be right here, but you're gonna be big on YouTube tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, dude.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. And there's always and it always just pushes the appropriate envelope, like just gets filthy just enough, and people are on the spot because there is such an immediacy to your answer. Now, how much? Speaking of game shows, Misery Index is going into season. So what just came out? Season 2?
2 is airing now, and I just shot 3.
Dude, what the fuck, man? I mean, so far, have you been a part of a show that hasn't done 3 seasons at least?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, talk about those. Talk about the failures.
We had a sketch show on True called Joker's Wild in 2014, and that was like 6 episodes, and they just aired it once, and I thought it was fun, man. But I think at the time they just didn't want to jeopardize. Like people thought it was threatening the actual Jokers.
Whoa.
Like the fans like couldn't accept us in a different way yet.
Whoa.
And they were like, a lot of them were just like, they had really good ratings and everything, but they were just like, like the messaging was like, is Jokers canceled? Is this replacing Joker? And like the network got a little like spooked by that. And so like, so that was only one, but yeah, we have a good look with the Misery Index, and
I feel fortunate enough to have been in New York when you were taping season 1, and remember that? And I came by the set,
yes,
and
yes.
you were so kind to let me kick it in the green room and in your dressing room, and it was just so, I mean, it was such a no-brainer out of the gate. I think I must have seen. After just when I first walked in and saw, I think a couple shows you guys taped, but within moments where you just get the show, which I think is key in a game show like that. You want to get what it is right out of the gate, so that you're not having to think too much and you can just kick back and go, okay, cool. I get what they're trying to do. I get the each pair has a regular civilian, and then with the clips and how it's all working. And it's just like, it was the perfect parlay from taking advantage of you guys' chemistry and taking it
like,
to the finding another avenue to showcase you guys.
I credit the guy. I think it was Kevin Riley at TBS. Or
Love Kevin Riley.
Michael Bloom.
Yep.
And the guys Ben and Dan Newmark that
Yep.
created it, and then they actually created it from a board game called Shit Happens. And they just came to us and they were like, "Do you want to take a meeting and just play the board game? And like just play the game with us and just see if you like it?" So we're like, "All right." We took a meeting, we played the game, and we were like legit cracking up. Like we were having so much fun in the meeting. We played like 3 games.
It's amazing.
And we finished playing the games. We were like, I mean, that was like fun as hell. And they were like, guys, that was more than that was so fun. They were just like, do you want to do the show? We're like, yep. It was that easy.
Holy
like
shit.
I can't, that was like a blessing. Like that came, like to have something like that handed to you
Yeah, man.
is the wildest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because it's in a studio. It's in one location. We film a couple of like 3 a day, like, as you know. We can't, because it's a game show. It's like, you're playing with money, so there's like legalities. So
Right.
we're not allowed to see anything, know anything. It's on the spot. It's just riffing, and we actually play the game. We're actually gambling, like helping these people to win money. And then so we just get there, play the game, and leave. There's like no other work, which is like Jokers is insane.
So much prep.
Because we have months of pre-pro. And then writing the whole thing, coming up with all the ideas. Every single day is in a different location.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just wild. It takes like weeks to make one episode, and we do 3 a day in this one. So like I've seen, like it's like seeing the light. You know?
Yeah, you home run, and TBS fucking, just can't stop using it as as a Pornhub replacement. I mean, they're just fucking, I mean, it's another. It's also, but it speaks to the, the camaraderie of you and and the guys, of like being able to just be plucked in a thing like that and have it. I mean, I'm sure the game where you guys played in the meeting was just so, you were all looking at each other like, I mean, for them watching, they were like, I can't believe this is so amazing and funny. And you guys were just like doing what you do, right? Like it wasn't like you were having to, or do you try to heighten, for the sake of the pitch in the meeting? Do you try to like,
Yes.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like, well, we weren't pitching them, but we were just like really into the game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take much. It's not like we were putting it on.
Yeah.
Like we hang out. We're real friends.
Yes.
We crack up. So it's like we just played the game and we just had a blast. And it just was like credit to them for giving us something that we could just literally just be ourselves in. And it took like exactly what you said. There was no learning curve. It was just a nice fit. Speaking of Pornhub.
Yes. I was waiting. You know what? I wanted you to be the one to segue us out of game shows into porn.
No, but speaking of,
Please.
I have been being sent recently an advertisement that is coming up on Pornhub and I'm the face of it.
What did you shoot?
I guess it's for it might be for like either it's for like some type of pill.
Okay.
But they took a freeze frame of me on Jokers when I was in a lab coat and I was playing, I think an optometrist or something. And they took that freeze frame and they using it as I'm the doctor recommending the pills in this ad. And I keep getting it from people. And I'm not sure whether to think it's hysterical or be concerned that they're using I mean, if you know who I am, you know that I'm not the doctor that's asking people to take the pills. But if you don't know who I am, they're still using me to like sell these pills.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of people. Because look, I mean, there's just a lot of people in the world, and I think as there's people still that are probably just seeing like Men in Black for the first time and being like, this Will Smith guy is gonna be huge, you know?
Like Pornhub is like Pornography Hub. Sometimes I say I say the full name. I say Pornography.
I like that. It's respectful.
It's like when people say the New York Metropolitans. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. Also, the people on Pornhub, like, I'm sure they appreciate it too. It's like, hey man, like this is our workplace, like please say the whole thing, Yeah.
I've never seen the ad myself because I don't go on Pornography Hub.
I love that.
But if I did,
yeah.
No.
Well,
it's a destination. I'm waiting to be like someone on the street be like, oh my God, can I get a picture with you? And I'll be like, sure. And you'll be like, you're the dude from Pornhub.
Dude, I tried those pills, man. They don't work, but I love you, dude. I love you. Thanks for pushing those. It actually fucking ruined my marriage. But dude, good to see you, man. Thanks for Yeah.
You know what blew my mind? There was like years ago, and I don't know if it's still true, but there was like, there's all these over-the-counter nonsense pills that like,
oh yeah,
bodegas or like
7-Elevens, yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever hear of Extens?
1,000%. Bobby Lee tried to force me to take Extens. when we were in Fort Lauderdale, and we were at at the gift shop at the casino, and I had just lost him like 20 grand because I was up in the room. I think, I was featuring. I was just, he didn't drink, so we'd go out to eat, or if we were in a place with a casino like this at the Hard Rock, we'd go gamble, and he won, I think, like 20 grand on slots, but didn't have his ID, so he needed me to quickly come over and sit down at the table and take. And I was
crazy,
and I was upstairs with a lady of the night, and that it was a blow up doll. But
you were upstairs with a vampire?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, dude, Hard Rock was crazy in 2008. But no, this so I couldn't get down, and he was so furious. So then we ended up going to the gift shop to, I don't know why. That was just a fucking.
How could he get furious at you?
It was so much.
You're not on call for his slot winnings.
I mean, that's what I said, but
you were both dealing with loose slots, right? So what?
We were both, we were both just trying to figure out our lives.
Who plays slots?
Bobby Lee, and hey man, little Korean man, and so he,
Baccarat is his game. It's supposed to be.
It should have been.
No, really, that's the Asian game. They dominate.
I know, but he got sucked into these slots, man, and so we went over to the gift shop, and he was like, "You owe me." And he was like, "We're taking Extense tonight." And I was like, "I don't like where this is going." And he was like, "No, you got to take it." He's like, "Go back to your room." And obviously, we're not going to hang out. He's like, "But you got to take these." He's like, I'm going to take them and probably just go back to the room and just jerk off for a while and get out my frustrations and then play video games." And I'm like, "For sure." He's like, "I'm not doing them by myself." I'm like, "I'm not taking those." So
what is this conversation? I'm not doing them by myself.
Yeah.
Let's do them and then go to separate rooms.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I don't know what Extends is, but Extends wasn't supposed to be a Viagra. Wasn't it? Was it supposed to be a Viagra?
Oh yeah. It was supposed to extend. It was supposed to.
Oh, I thought it was like
extend and sensual. That's what I think. We're the combo of words.
Oh, I thought it was like you have like I thought it was like touting itself as like it'll make you bigger.
Yeah, bigger. I think bigger and longer was the push.
No, but not just like if you take a Viagra. I thought they were like, this is a magic pill that's gonna give you an extra whatever you need.
So like some Jack and the Beanstalk, like one little thing, and then all of a sudden 2 more inches the next morning.
Well, it says extend.
Right, extend the night.
Extend the night. That's what it was.
Yeah, baby. They just wanted to give you that extra little push
the night.
when it's fucking 3rd and 8 and you're on the 5-yard line.
The night. Well, my point was that I thought it was insane that the national spokesperson for Extends was Jimmy Johnson of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, first of all, this guy is a Super Bowl winning quarterback of America's franchise.
I know, man.
How much did they pay him to tell other people to extend their night?
Nothing, dude. He just is that generous, and he's like, "Hey, man, I care about the sexual escapades.
You gotta pay
of
me,
the modern man.
If you want me to be like, I needed help extending the night, and now I'm here to tell you, you're just like me. I'm just like you. You got to pay me.
How much money, and that's a great question, Sal, how much money does it take to get you to admit publicly your sexual inadequacies?
It's a great question. Let me just pour a glass of whiskey, and let's get into it.
And let me just drink some cold brew that hopefully takes my high up a notch.
It's quarantine, and I've been dabbling.
Yeah.
As you know, we've had a few fun nights together.
Oh,
there was
man.
one time we got. Do you remember the Chappelle?
Oh,
like
man.
the SNL Chappelle. Was it Chappelle?
No, it was Chappelle at Radio City, man. It was Chappelle and
Radio City,
Kendrick Lamar at Radio City, and we went to the after party, then another party, and then that was bonkers, man. I mean, it was, and then I think we got so high that night that the next morning, I think I texted you. I go, I fucking was at this hotel I was staying at, and I think I have a picture of the receipt somewhere. I signed my name on a receipt for coffee, and I looked down, and I had signed like Torben Maxwell, like it was a completely different signature, and the person looked at it, which made me then look at it too, and they were like, that doesn't look like your signature, and I was like, oh, I thought I just wrote that. And they're like, this is what you wrote. I'm showing you what happened. And I was like, oh, I guess I just saw that moment differently. So, and then I texted you. I was like, "Hey, man, like,
You
I'm gonna have to
texted me
take
the picture of it. Dude,
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a fun night.
And then how about after? Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say after Gotham when you had just gotten into your place, and
Yes.
and I was like, "Hey, it's a little bit of a trek out here," but I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know when I'm coming back," and like it was a time of night where it would have been a little.
You power moved it, dude. I
Yeah.
give you credit to this day because it was like midnight, and you're like, "F it, I'm coming by."
Yeah, dude. And it was, and you know what? There's a great hang to be had between midnight and 4 a.m.
I agree.
And it's like, you just got to be willing to get there. And if you can get there physically and, just.
I used to do it. It used to be like, that used to be like a no break. Like you could do it. Now I have to get there. You're right.
Yeah, there's got to be some day prep. Like you got to make sure that you didn't do the spa.
I got to eat clean for a week. I got to do a little cardio.
Yeah. But dude, we had a good time, and you just got all the fun stuff, and there's like stations at your spot, so it was like we were upstairs, then downstairs for some games, then over to the kitchen for some snacks and some treats and some beverages.
You actually have you're the kindest and the best dude, man. You've got me so many amazing gifts, like really good ones, man, like ones I love. But you sent me the like that gumball and candy machine, like the old fashioned one.
Oh yeah.
It's in my like foyer, my entryway.
Wow.
And I have a bowl of quarters on it. And every single person who comes in or out of my house on the way in and on the way out, they always hit it up. And every time they do, I go, shout out Adam Ray.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They love it.
Because guess what, man? I've given some gifts, not like that, because it's like, I think I assessed the person, I assessed the pad. Once I was there, I was like, it's not like I walked out and was like, immediately thought, yeah, cool fucking house. Doesn't have a gumball machine, but let me fix that. But
this is how good you are. No, this is how good you are. This is how, all right, I'll say it again. This is how good you are. You got me a foosball table.
Yeah.
And you told me, and I was like, holy shit. First of all, that's insanely generous.
I mean,
and I think it was like a housewarming gift. You got it as a housewarming gift.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is. And then I was like, I realized I didn't have a place for it.
Yeah.
Like I had filled every little spot up. And then I told you that, and I think you had to actually get it refunded.
Yeah.
And then you went and got that refunded, and then you went the extra mile and
drank a lot that night. When a friend goes, take the foos back, you're just like, and sip, 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 sip.
Dude, to this day, I feel bad about that.
No way. But you know what? Good on you for even announcing and telling me that you didn't have room, because the worst thing you could have done is take it anyway. I go over, it's like next to your bed, and you're just like, I'm like, and you're like, no, trust me, it fits, and I'm like, it doesn't look good there, and you're like, nah, it's a great gift,
No, it's perfect in the walk-in closet. It's perfect there. It's like your own foos room.
It's your own foos room.
You actually sent me the funniest goddamn gift as well. Another gift you sent. It's like we just send gifts across the coast.
I know, man. That's the move.
You got me the handmade wooden sign. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Love a good.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong.
Well, you're a love a good what was towards your
love a good Sal tweet sign. I think it was.
Yeah. It was because you're big on those. You'll post views of your hotel room when you're on the road, and it'll be like love a good winter view or like love a good. I mean, give you a better example of the things. They're always very specific and very funny.
The hotel rooms, I noticed after like a year that I was like, why am I always looking at like an exhaust pipe?
Yeah.
Never a view. Yeah. And to this day, like I'm traveling for a decade, and it says, so I just put up my view of every time. It's the first thing I do. I go, and I'd say 90%, if not 99% of my views are shit. They're real views. But the other thing I do is just simple. I was like, I'm going to keep a line to Twitter, but I wanted to stop using social media. So I just, real simple. Anytime I see something that really gets me, I just say I love a good falsetto. I love a good freshly paved driveway. I love a good,
dude. I've said it in my head so many times after like like I was on a flight once and I had a tuna sandwich, and already I'm like not a very well respected guy on this plane. And I'm in the middle seat. There's a gal in front of me. We're getting ready to take off. We just got notified we're going to be on the tarmac a little bit longer. And so I take the sandwich out.
Get tuna.
I brought two, by the way, 2 tunas. Because I was starving. It was a 6-hour flight. I'm like, there's a good chance I'm going to slam both these. And I take the first one out. And look, it's from a really cool deli that is really good. It's not super pungent, potent tuna. It's just regular. Tuna smells how tuna smells. And I'm still clearly not over it. But this bitch turns around, and I say bitch in the kindest of terms. Like I say bitch for guys and gals. Let me just preface that. Because if you're being a bitch, and this is what a bitch does, they tattle.
They bitch.
They bitch. People that when they come up to you, if you're on the phone, in the cardio room at a gym where your parents work out, that it's, for everyone, but a lot of older folks work out there. If you're on your phone for a minute and they have their headphones in, they still come over and they're like, you're not supposed to be on your phone in the cardio room. And you're like, you had your headphones on, Gramps. So like that to me is a bitch move. That's a tattle. Yeah. You're an adult tattletale. So this woman turns around and she looks at me with the sandwich and she just goes, are you serious? And I go, huh? And she goes, you really going to eat that right now? And I was like, yeah. And I've got a second one in the bag below me. Probably going to follow that up after this one. Like, I'm already hangry. I'm not having
I would have been singing like a tuna song.
Oh, this? Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. So then she calls over.
Stick your hand through the 2 seats and like offer her something.
Dude, she literally was like, she was in the window of the aisle in front of me. So she turns around and her eyes are just peering through that crack. And I'm in the middle seat behind her. And she's like, you serious? I'm like, yeah. So she just keeps doing the turn back. I'm acting like I don't see her. She calls over to the flight attendant. He comes over. I see her with my headphones on being like, pointing to me. And then the guy, now I see him being like, motioning me. So I go, yeah. And he's like, and he just takes a beat where he realizes like,
he can't tell an adult man who paid a plane ticket not to have sustenance.
1,000%. And he thought about that right when she asked. So he just goes, and then and then he cracks a smile, and I go, what? I go, what do you need, man? And he just goes, are you done with the sandwich? I go, just getting started. And then he just goes, all right. And he looks back at the woman. He goes, he's just getting started. I think it's the only one. I go, we got backup. He's like, there's 2 sandwiches. And this woman, so furious. And so in my head, I'm just like, I love a good tuna flight, yeah.
The sign that you got me, I will admit, is not up for when you come visit me next time. But I have plans. I have plans for it.
Yeah, as long as it's got a purpose and a place.
I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a place for it.
That's fine.
In my current setup, but offline, I'll tell you my fun. But I'm going to be doing hopefully doing a podcast studio, so it's going right in there.
I was going to say, and great segue. You have now 2 podcasts, and I think, look, I don't think there's a bad time. Just like there's not a wrong way to eat a Reese's. There's not a bad time to start a podcast. Sarah Silverman just started one. Whitney started one about not even a year ago, I think. Dax Shepard started. I mean, it's there's, and I'm curious though, because when we were talking about it before you launched these, you got Taste Buds with Joe DeRosa, which to me might be the best title for a podcast that makes sense about what the show is that I've ever heard.
We were going back and forth. We had a list of like 100 names. And then he just one day was like, what about Taste Buds? And we looked at each other like,
oh, Sal, when I saw that was the title, I got so jealous that I didn't come up with it. And I also go, as soon as, well, you tell me, what came first? The show that was going to be like the theme of the show or the title?
The full concept of the show came before the title.
And tell people what it is.
So we wanted to do something mindless, silly, and fun. So him and I are always, we're arguing over foods, but like with passion.
I love it.
Like you would think if you just heard the tone or you didn't know what we were saying, you would think we were having like literally like an emotional fight.
Yeah. Dude,
and it's everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
We argue all the time, and none of us, like, neither of us shy away. We'll take 2 hours out of our day to argue, you know, like, I don't even know what, like, to argue like apple pie versus, you know, peach pie.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Well, that is a brilliant gift of gab to pull back so many layers for stuff like that. Even your fights about, I think it was Chips Ahoy versus Oreos and
Doritos versus combos. We do it all. McDonald's versus Wendy's is coming out.
The clip. About to drop McDonald's versus Wendy's. But dude, even the combo fight, you were so, when I think Joe said, like, it's a pocket snack or something. It's something or something about
it's a road trip.
It's a road trip.
He only eats it on a road trip when he's down to his last dollar, to just so he doesn't become famished.
Yeah, dude, and then your face literally went like this. You were like smiling about being like, it's a great, people love it. And then when he said something you didn't agree with, you literally were like, dude, combos, dude, when a Bullock, shut the fuck up, Joe. When a bowl of combos, and then you like made this point about.
He said if you put combos out at a baptism, you're a trash person. I don't agree.
I also don't agree. I think a bowl of snacks out at any place where there wasn't an expected bowl of snacks is a win. And a baptism is probably the ultimate, a funeral. You see a bowl of Bugles.
Guess where I don't want to be. Guess the number one place I don't want to be.
A funeral without a snack. Oh, yeah.
A funeral or a baptism, right? Yeah. Guess what makes the baptism easier? Just a freaking combo, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's all you got to do. And talk about your cheap, affordable way to up that baptisms. Dude, that might be what separates you in Baptism Weekly, where they're starting to, highlight who had the best baptism of the month.
How are you standing apart in the world of baptisms and baptism culture? How are you setting yourself
What
apart?
are you doing? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Dude, that's such a great premise.
It's easy. It's like we do them like 30, 40 minutes tops.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a quick listen.
Yeah.
And at the top of the podcast, we put the poll out on Twitter. And then after arguing for about a half hour, we go to the polls, we declare a winner, we keep like a record, and then we'll read off some of the comments and stuff. It's just easy fun. And people get really invested in it because people have these arguments too. People have opinions and loyalties to brands and foods. They're nostalgic for them.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the whiskey.
Yeah. There is, dude. There's even you're going to have to break down probably ice creams at some point, right? I mean, there's so many, but like, are you just going to go dryers versus, I almost said band, that's a deodorant, but are you going to go right guard versus band in the deodorant? Like, are you going to somehow segue?
Yeah, we do figure that we will exhaust food at some point, and then move on to other topics, and maybe then just mix it up like with anything and everything eventually.
That's amazing. And you guys have such a long history friendship-wise, which I didn't.
DeRosa and I have one, and then I do another. So like we started 2 podcasts, and we just throw them up. You can get them wherever you get podcasts, but we also throw the video in full up on YouTube.
Way more
started
fun.
This channel.
Yep.
Called No Press.
Yep, I love it. So, and the other one is you and Chris DeStefano, and it's called Hey Babe. And another guy you just have, I don't know if you're an anomaly in this way, Sal. Like you have, like I feel like, I'm like, man, Sal is one of my best buds. Like we got a great rapport. Like it's always fun. And then I see how many people you have that with, and I go, I think a lot of people feel that way. But then when I see, like, you're just so personable, and I think you probably do have people that just when they're, whether they live close to you, they're around you more, but you're so good. And I think it's also like, if you and I didn't have so many similar sensibilities in so many areas, both like, have a good heart in a lot of places, have talked enough real shit. Like, you have to have that, I think, when you're making a friend in your 30s, right? You got to...
I can't agree more, and I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. Well, fucking, what are you doing with your skin? Because you look great.
No, but I agree, man. It just, you got kind of like-minded people, and you just kind of bond, man. And I wouldn't hang around anyone I thought was like, kind of like not genuine or not a good person. So it's just a testament to my friends that they're all like that. Like I'm really proud of the circle of people that I keep around. It's important. It's really important.
It is. And Chrissy D was opening for you on your theater tour, right? Before things shut down.
Yeah, me and Chris, like we've been friends for years as well. And then like in the last 2 years, he would tour with me. And so here we are, like just like we're just spending out like weekends together, and we're just crying, laughing. And we're like, we should just do a podcast. So initially, we were going to do it with me, him, and Tim Dillon.
Whoa.
But then Tim, who's another character, when he moved out, we couldn't get it together. And me and Chris are like, we live right near each other. Let's just do it together and just call it a day and get it over with. So we do it, and that one's just open like this one. It's just kind of just talking. But we have a lot of the same sensibilities and stuff, and we joke around the same. So I think it's a good fit. We have fun doing it. So that's like we just look forward to doing it. So it's just been fun.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever pull in, do you think you'll ever get a Paul Abdul call in? Like, are you going to have, guests pop in, or are you just going to keep it just you guys?
No, I think we will have guests. I mean, it's mostly us. We just want to get it established first. So as of right now, I don't know when this will be released, but is it like
March 15th, the vaccine comes out in no, this is maybe 2 weeks.
Okay, so we've only just begun. So I think we're only like 3 episodes in for both podcasts.
Yeah.
And Taste Buds comes out on Mondays at 11, and Hey Babe Thursdays at 11. We're in three podcasts in, but we have so much idea. We're very enthusiastic right now. We're trying to come out swinging.
That's the best place to be enthusiastic, especially with anything new, and especially in a time. Although you've been so, fucking knock on wood, fortunate to be so busy during this time. I mean, from Misery Index to the pods getting going.
Well, the dinner show. We started the dinner show.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me about the dinner show.
It was the beginning of the height of the quarantine back when, like April, and they were like, nothing's on television, everything's shut down. Is there any idea you guys have? And we were like, well, we'll do like, we were like, do we want to do something? And at that point, it was like, everything was very like, we didn't know what was going on in the world yet. So we didn't want to like, do we put out a new show? Do we not? And then little by little, you started seeing it on TV. You saw commercials with masks and people accepting like where we were at. And we're like, well, why don't we do something that we don't have to like really kill ourselves to film, and the production of it could be stripped down. So we told them, we'll do a podcast live on TV. Like, who's doing that? Like, let's just do it live. Let's do it, and we'll do it live. And that was the original idea. And then they were like, we want you guys to just riff. You don't have to write anything. You have to prep. Like, you can do what you want, but we need structure.
Yep.
And so we were like, well, it's going to be on like, at night. Like, why don't we just have dinner together, invite everyone to have dinner? It just clicked. I was just like, one of us each week will host. We'll pick the meal and the recipe. We'll pick the dinner guest, and we'll do the podcast, like wrapping that. So it's basically a podcast, which has been just fucking awesome. And I set up a camera in my house, and we film it just live from our house. So that show wouldn't have existed if not for the state we were in. But people responded to it so well that we're hoping to just continue it as a show even when we come out of this.
I mean, again, it's another, it's so good that you guys established you guys with a show that's so unique, so that now when you're putting you guys in more, contained hangout environments, which is still what the show is providing. Like when you guys are back there, 3 people watching one guy doing a stunt, like it's just a little, there's just more variables, but like just you guys.
You're specifically right.
Yeah.
We even pitched it as that. We're like, how we like go on rants when we're behind the scenes, and we put some of that in the show, but we have to contain it because we have to go to the actual bits.
Yes.
We're like, what if that, like, you just got more of that, you know? And they were like, yeah, we get that.
Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Hope you're enjoying this episode. Obviously, it's a very difficult time for everyone right now. We're all challenged in finding a day-to-day routine that makes our lives consistent and awesome. And if there's something that's interfering with your happiness right now or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp Online Counseling is there for you. BetterHelp is a professional counseling service, online, private, and it's so convenient. I've used it for a little bit now. It's truly the only way that I've found to help get my own issues dealt with on my own time at my own pace. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus chat and text with your licensed professional counselor right now. They're specialized in depression, anger, stress, anxiety, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief or relationships, sleeping, which I have a lot of trouble with, trauma, self-esteem. Anything that you share with them is confidential.
And guess what? If you're not happy with your counselor for any reason, at any time, you can request a new one for no additional charge. There's 3,000 U.S. licensed therapists across all 50 states, available worldwide. And again, there's 4 ways to communicate with them: text, chat, phone, and video. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's available on any desktop, mobile web, Android, and iOS apps. Schedule a video or phone session, generally weekly unless your therapist schedules more, unless you just are really not sleeping and need to get some additional chats in. There's broad expertise in the network, which may not be locally available in many areas. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. It's secure, it's convenient, it's professional, and above all, it's affordable. All right, it's truly the most affordable option I've found. So right now, all ALN listeners are going to get 10% off your first month with a discount code AboutLastNight. So why not get started today and start making some changes for the better in your life? You deserve it. So go to BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you'll love. That's BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight. BetterHelp.com/AboutLastNight and get 10% off your first month with promo code AboutLastNight. And now, back to the episode. I want to show you, by the way, I couldn't have said that more like a DJ from 1996.
I thought it was like Telly Savalas.
Cedric Sabalos?
Telly Savalas.
Who's that?
Well, that's why you're 30. How old are you? 34?
I love you. 38.
Okay. Well, Telly Savalas was an actor who played Kojak. He was bald. He always sucked on lollipops.
Yep. Now I got it.
It's a little bit of an old reference, but that's really only all I got.
I'm great with faces, terrible with names. Like, here, let's play a little game. I'll try to describe the person. You guess who they are. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Okay. Great. Okay.
All right. So which I guess this is basically just charades. I thought I like how or fucking
no. I say this all the time. I don't understand how people describe people to police sketch artists. I don't understand it.
All right.
I could tell you.
Well, that's the game.
They're tall or short. They're white. They're black. They're Spanish. They're Asian. They have blonde hair. That's it.
It's like
the
guess
fact
who?
that these people are giving detail where they're sketching out a person that's walking around blows my balls off.
I know. Well, here we go. Let's see how well you do. This is your audition to be a police sketch artist. Ready?
Remember, it's only going to be physical features. You're saying, right?
Physical features, yeah. Below the
Make
waist.
believe I'm a sketch artist.
What's that?
Make believe I'm a police sketch artist, but who you're describing to me is a public figure.
Okay, great. So, and I'll try to see if I can base it on a real thing they've done that got public attention and could have been considered maybe,
well, if you say red leather suit, I'm going to say Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Right.
But that's not going to help if I was a police sketch artist. But
if I say BFTs, big fake titties, that could be Kim K, that could be Dolly P. Okay, so here we go. So this guy, first of all, we found him face down, blackout drunk, eating a cheeseburger on his floor. This guy's got
Chris Farley.
Curly. No. Oh, this guy's still alive, by the way. He got out, but this guy is this guy has curly brown hair, clean shaven, pretty chiseled jaw. His shirt was open.
Timothée Chalamet.
Close, very close.
I don't even know who that. I honestly don't even know who that is, but I saw an article. I know he's like insanely A-list celebrity, but I don't know. I can't place him.
He's like one of those.
Saw him. Yeah, he's got a mop top though. Yeah,
totally. He's like one of those pretty boys that almost you're like,
is he young?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real real just.
I was gonna say John C. Reilly until you said chiseled. Not nothing against you, John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
I also am not chiseled.
Yeah, this guy had a kid that was videotaping him, and
that should be inadmissible.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If I was on the street,
you're right. Okay, so this guy, curly brown hair, clean shaven, pretty chiseled face, big build, about 6'5". I'm gonna say 6'5", pretty big, nice build.
Curly
biceps and triceps are about where they should be for 6'5" in your I'm gonna say mid 50s. But back
Vince Vaughn?
Nope. Look, he's he's on the beach a lot, so he's
David Hasselhoff.
We got him.
But again, if a guy robbed me at knife point, you wouldn't be able to say to the police, I think he's on the beach a lot. Fail. It's a fail on both of us.
So you're saying that wouldn't help the sketch artist?
Guys, I just got held up. A guy seems like he's on the beach a lot. Write that down.
Wait, and the sketch artist adds a surfboard in his hand?
So it's the first thing you say. So the first thing on the sheet is just a surfboard, no body.
Yeah, he draws a shirt, but then when he says the beach comment, he somehow changes it into a tank top. Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of, dude, you got to hit up news bloopers. There's a few news bloopers with police sketches where they put up like these ridiculous faces and you cry laughing, and then the people look like them.
So you're dude, again, man, this is why we're kindred spirits, dude. News bloopers are, again, one of my specialties. I mean, dude, when I was in Australia, for 5 weeks, I went down a lot of YouTube rabbit holes, and I said this joke. You want to hear a real dumb joke that I now do? We'll see if it stays in the act. I go, being by yourself for 2 weeks with your thoughts, I don't recommend. I was like, a lot of YouTube rabbit holes started off with a lot of like soldiers coming home early to surprise their kids, which that's a lot. Like I'm just telling you, it's out of the bit. It's a lot. But then
you see the lion that you trained 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then need to bounce that out. So then just tons of porn. And then I was like, and I go, which was real weird for the Uber Eats guy because we were watching it on his phone. But there we go, keeping it in. But there's this one this is one news blooper I got to show you that I found that was just unbelievable because there's so many. Here it is. Ready?
I bet you I gotta know it.
Home Depot police responded to reports of a bomb threat at the store in Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building.
Blow it up.
Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting. Home Depot says they will not be pressing charges. But I can tell you right now, you asked the producer for me to read that, didn't you?
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, dude. Listen to this guy.
Sounds like me.
Dude, shout out to Wichita, Kansas for that's the shit.
The best thing is watching people trying not to laugh when they're not supposed to laugh is the funniest thing.
Because I know. I used to date a girl that was in the news world, and she was in Reno for a little bit. Ended up fucking the camera guy. We broke up. But thanks for bringing it up. But she yeah.
Whoa.
No, it's fine. I bring it up every so often unprovoked just to send people to my YouTube channel to check out the music video that I did about it.
Wow.
I wrote a song called Reno Cheater and then had my buddy animate it, and we shot the music video and then animated so it's half animation cutting back and forth.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And it helped me get over it.
But where can we find that?
YouTube. Just type in Adam Ray Reno Cheater. Real catchy song. The guy saw it actually too, because I had a friend that ended up getting a job there, and he was like, "Yeah, that guy's still here." He said that video was hilarious. I'm like, "Of course he did." He fucking he doesn't lose, but so that news world, I was always trying to get her to have like a cool catchphrase when she signed off, and she was just so serious about it, and I was like, "Oh, this." And looking back, red flag, because at least humor me, Like I was like, I think at one night I was, pretty tipsy, and I was just like, you should be like, skibbity bop boo, and that's, skibbity bop boo, back to you. Like I just wanted to do something. I was like, again, we're talking about earlier, set yourself apart, Everyone always is like, here's my name, and here's where I was, and now it's on, and now back to you. It's like, dude, who's gonna come in and change the game,
Yeah, where's the flavor? What's your combo moment? Newscasters that are watching, really, there's got to be a couple. It's the law of averages. If there's one or two newscasters watching, take it to heart.
Yeah, man.
We're watching you every night. We could use it. We could use you setting yourself apart.
Yeah, or also just go out of your way to put more of those stories in, or make up stories. The news is so saturated with so much negativity. How
they don't have leeway though, right? Like they'll get fired. If she was like skibbity boo bop back to you, they'd be like, they would lose credibility.
Oh, they'd be like, either she had a stroke or she's just, she's planning her exit and she's slowly starting to do her own thing. So let's just get ahead of this and
emergency
and fire her
workers are still searching through the wreckage. Skibbity boop bop, back to you guys.
Well, dude, some of their transitions, Michael McDonald, from MADtv and tons of movies. He was telling me the other day that about when he was doing shows, I think in San Diego, and there was like these terrible wildfires and school shootings they were doing these stories on, and the guy was right when we were in the heat and it was getting ready to come out, and that's what they had him on for. So he was like, and these fires are at temperatures that are unsafe to be around for any family. They've already destroyed thousands of homes, hundreds of people have died and are looking for safety and shelter. So if you see anyone, bring them in because the fires are too hot for anyone to be nearby. And speaking of the heat, Michael McDonald is in a new film starring Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy, and hijinks will ensue. Michael? And he was just like, I mean, it's like, who's writing that copy? But yeah.
I was on a daytime talk show, and it's one where you're like, you don't leave after you're done, you stay on the panel.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, it was like someone from Gilmore Girls, and then us, and then Roy Choi, the cook. It was awesome. And then the last segment, they had a serious segment about cancer survivors, which is uplifting. But they were like, you'll be on the couch for the whole show after you get on. And they're just like, when you do the cooking segment, just be zany, just make it fun, energetic. It's okay if you mess up.
Yeah.
Like, we just need moments. And we're like, all right. And then with the cancer segment, just be yourselves. Just do your little quips, jump in, if you have a little lighthearted thing or a joke, feel free. And I was like, I don't want to do that during the cancer segment.
Yeah, can I pass, please?
So I was like, yeah, no problem. And then they just like did the segment. And I just was like, I didn't say a single word the entire time.
I think
in my head, I'm like, where would I put a quip here?
No, yeah. That is, so many of those shows, especially, and you do so much of that stuff. Like you're there to be funny and promote, get people to watch what you're pushing. So It's like you're always like, I gotta. But in certain moments, you're like, I can't just like power through. Despite you got to still read the room, which you know. But
you got games.
I got games. So let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. These games. By the way, you couldn't have said that more like a guy who's getting ready to leave the party. And the guy who
I don't gonna know what it be. I got something. No. I have something in 34 minutes.
Okay,
so
good.
You got me.
Well, you know what you're doing. You're being an attentive guest and a sweet guy because you're like, I know that you put some effort into these games, and I don't want you to run up against the shot clock. And here we are with 4.5 minutes left to do 5 games. Which
I won't let it happen. Let's do it. Let's see what we can do.
Sounds like a lot. All right, are we locked and loaded on the first one? Can you see? They're going to share a screen with you, Sal.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be able to see it too. And all these games are pretty pertinent to the livings and stylings of Sal Vulcano. This first one is here we go. Yep, this is a little behind the scenes action where you get to see live the makings of a game being shared through Zoom. Here we go. And first one up. And any moment now, let me get the theme song for this. And
yo, I love this song, dude. This is Black Box, Everybody.
Wow. I mean, dude, if you got the job as the roller skating DJ at my son's bar mitzvah.
Do you want to know? This is an honest to God truth. Jay Okerson, you know Big J?
Love Big J.
He's like one of my best friends in the world. Every time he comes to my apartment, I'm talking like once every couple of weeks for the last like 2 years, I cue this song up as loud as it goes in my apartment on every speaker. And as soon as I swing the door open, I hit the button and it goes, damn it, ow. And the whole song starts playing.
Dude, I don't
know why.
Dude, this is amazing. Literally before we start, I go, by the way, it's a good 50 seconds before you get any singing, so you got to really be patient, and this song rewards you. It's like Vegas. You stay up late enough, and you're going to see some shit. But, see, here we go. I mean, that's, again, a minute and change in. But before we start recording, Sal, I go, you guys, I want this to be my new theme. I go, I don't know if Black Box is ever going to hit me up to be like, hey, man, you got to pay. But I love this song. It yeah,
I know it. I love it.
Dreamland. It's from the album Dreamland. All right. So the first question, Sal.
Yes.
Now with 2 new podcasts, Hey Babe and Taste Buds, available everywhere you can get shows. Go watch them. Go listen to them. The watching is really fun because you guys, when you got animated personalities, you should be viewing that on a big screen. So do that. But if you had more shows coming your way, that were offered up to you, I want to know which of these podcasts would you host with Ed O'Neill? Dads Who Fuck, Moms Who Cook, Bros Who Mow, Gay Babies and Other Stuff We Don't Talk About, or Saved by the Bell podcast, a full series review of the classic 90s sitcom Saved by the Bell.
Oh, my God.
Take
First of
your
all,
time.
Ed O'Neill, legend.
Yeah.
So, honestly, if he tapped me, I'd do A through E if he wanted. That being said, I'm first eliminating Bros Who Mow, Moms Who Cook. I think we have to have some type of knowledge here. I think E. I think you gave me a layup with E.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I balk at E. I'm going to do D, Gay Babies and Other Stuff We Don't Talk About with Ed O'Neill.
We don't.
To me, if it was like the new podcast, Gay Babies and Other Stuff We Don't Talk About with Ed O'Neill and Sal Vulcano, I'm clicking on that link. You'd have to remove my finger to make me not click on that link.
I mean, we don't talk about it. And I think if Ed O'Neill and Sal Vulcano are spearheading, finally, the things we don't talk about and start talking about them, people are going to listen. And
this is what I'm saying. And if Ed O'Neill is watching, and I know that he is, Ed, let's talk about gay babies. Let's talk about gay babies.
Hey, no pressure, but that's your pitch. All right, cool.
Imagine
great.
this manifest. Can you imagine it manifested?
Can I be honest? Crazier shit has happened. You know what I'm saying? I tagged The Rock on Instagram in a Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle, and now we text. So anything.
Now you are. Can I say? All right, I won't say what you are.
You can say who I am, but you can say I'm a part. Yeah, now I'm on a show about his life. So, and I have Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina to thank.
I know, and so many of us do. And I didn't mean that in a bad way.
No,
hey. I honestly, she did that thing, and it affected a lot of people in a lot of good ways, the likes of which we may never fully understand.
Well, we won't ever understand it, and I don't think it's for us, but it's for us to appreciate, and that's what it is important to make that statement though, because Goop, which is the name of her company, which provided these vagina-smelling candles, and then I think they did butthole candles. Don't quote me on that.
Stop.
Maybe this is just where. Maybe I just saw how quickly the vagina one sold out and was like, well, what's next? How do you go? Where do you go? You go.
There's only one other real contender.
Yeah, and nobody else, because if you're going with Paltrow too, and this is really testing the limits of celebrity, and that's why I was immediately like impressed. I was like, look, if I was as famous as Gwyneth Paltrow, I'd be like, how do I keep cashing in on me? And you know how you do that? You start smelling your scents and bottling them up, whichever regions of your body smells the best. Dude, fucking, how do we know Robin Thicke doesn't have just the best armpit that money could, that you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know there's just not?
Dude, I know about it. I know, because you're going to get a candle with this right here soon. And it's going to be like very similar to like a Garnier Fructis candle.
Ooh, dude, don't sleep on Garnier, by the way. Or Adrian Grenier, by the way. Great actor.
Grand Marnier, which is a lovely sipping cocktail.
By the way, how come that guy never got pitched any sort of Garnier Fructis? Was it because they were like, everyone kept being like, dude, Garnier, you see that new Garnier at? Or like, we got to get Grenier for Garnier. Like, it sounds.
And he had the mane. He had a wonderful mane.
He did. He would have been perfect for
you have great hair, too. You have wonderful hair.
Hair's doing okay. I got to thank my mom and my grandpa and my dad for that.
Luxurious. You have a luxurious, thick mane.
It's I appreciate that. I want to have the confidence to get it to as long as to where yours is currently. But every time it just goes through a Jewy fro stage and I get insecure and I cut it. Let's go to our next question. Sal,
I'm loving this, by the way. I'm having a blast.
This is great. 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 And our next question, Sal, is look, you've traveled the world. We all have seen
They got graphics.
Yeah. There's you on stage spinning Globetrotter style a globe. And, you have truly been everywhere with the Joker's tour, which is just bonkers. And before we get into this, do you have a favorite spot? And I want a two-part question this. Favorite spot that you've performed at with the guys truly has been more places than you can probably imagine that you've been to. And then two-part, a place that you didn't expect to be as great. Like the O Arena I know you guys did in London, which is where Michael Jackson was supposed to do a fucking 50-show run of shows. You guys did that, which is insane. So was that as advertised, or was that like overwhelmingly exceptional?
The O2, yeah. Every one of those experiences is surreal, and every single one of them is of the same kind of caliber. I mean, yeah, there'll be hotter shows and audiences than other shows, but you walk out, it doesn't get old, dude. I don't even understand like how I arrived here in life, but dude, London holds a special place in my heart. Manchester, Newcastle, Leeds, everything. I mean, Dublin. We've done that UK tour, but even here, like the States, like we're loving Nashville and Austin, and people just come out. Ohio comes out for us. I miss the road. I do, and I don't miss the road. You feel the same?
Yeah, 1,000%.
It's like we would never have this unprecedented downtime to just be like home. Like I couldn't imagine it. We're in like this rat race, and you got to hustle.
Yeah,
you're a comic, and you take every single opportunity, and you go out. But if we're looking for a silver lining with not being able to travel like this, it's like if we could all collectively call a timeout. Like I never want to call a timeout when everybody else is still hustling, because then I feel like a piece of shit.
Yep.
But if everybody's got to take a timeout, I will sit here and I will stay in my pajamas and do it. But I do miss connecting with those people on those types of stages, man, and just going into town. It's always exciting. It's always unbelievable.
It is. Well, we'll get back to it. But for the sake of this question, which of these places do you think would have the worst crowds if you were to perform there? And we'll get these. Great. A hostel in Germany, a bee farm, a Nordstrom bar. Sometimes Nordstroms will have like little, Nordstrom will sometimes like try to go out of their way to spruce things up. They're like, hey, saw you got those slacks. Got time for a gin and tonic?
I like that they're trying, though, yes.
Me too. Oh, dude, game recognizes game. Facebook, but only in a small break room with just Zuckerberg and the Napster guy. Or celebrity rehab.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, these are good ones.
I mean, the hostel in Germany is probably unbearable. It's just backpacking smell, like people that don't like. But my friends who've backpacked and stayed in the hostels, they're the type of people that are just okay with like a weekly shower.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's look, you got to shower at least 3 times a week, I think, and that's asking that's bare min. I just think for for the sake of others more so than yourself, really.
I know. In the summer, sometimes I'm a twice a day guy. I like to do it, like when I get up, and then I like to do it before I go to bed, which feels like it's unnecessary because you think the shower right before you go to bed will carry you through to the morning.
It's not.
But it's not, because you really jack yourself up tossing and turning. And if you're getting a nice full 8 hours sleep, you're going to want to hit that shower again in the morning. So there's times where I'm doing 14 showers a week. So these 2-3 shower a week, these 1 shower a week hostels, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Okay.
But I think doing a show for celebrities might be the actual worst. I'm going to go E there.
You're going to go E, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. And I think we're talking.
Celebrities in general are pretty unbearable. And then celebrities that have to get their shit together, they don't want to hear my jokes about Family Feud. They just don't.
You don't think Lindsay Lohan, who wants to hear, by the way, and I only throw shade at Lohan because I bought a $200 cameo from her, congratulating me on 100,000 Instagram followers. And I played it on the Adam Carolla Show last week. I'd play it here, but I don't know how quickly I can find it.
Hear it. Did she not commit? Did she not give you your money's worth?
Look, dude, I paid for
cameo for $200.
I paid for
donating it to charity.
I paid for Lindsay Lohan to Lindsay Lohan. low. Oh wait, I have it in my Cameo. I paid for her to make fun of me, to fucking to shit on me, to really just roast me up a storm, and she did not.
Oh, could she not go there because she was being kind? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the lighting was bad. It didn't even look like her. Here we go.
It's like what I look like right now. I look like I'm coming into a freaking space station.
No, you look great, but this is like, I mean, we'll put this up. The lighting's bad. I had her say like, hey man, like who would watch your bullshit? Like 100K? Like how much did you pay these losers to follow? Like it was a real like you dumb Jew. Like it was real. You know, Let
me ask you this.
Yeah.
In the Cameo business model, are you allowed to say, hey, I take umbrage with this thing and get some money back? Or is it like buyer beware?
I think it's buyer beware. I think it's like, hey man, you can, because even Detlef Schrempf, Seattle Sonic, great.
I love it.
I bought one for my buddy to wish him a happy birthday. And Detlef, with a thick German accent, messages me. I heard it in a thick German accent. He was like, hey man, there's a lot going on here. Do you really want me to say all of this? And I was like, because I had him like address my buddy as Victor, his dad's son. So he's like, you want me to say happy birthday, Victor, son, but it's for your friend, right? I'm like, dude, don't worry about the comedy on this one. It's all coming through. Like, just honestly, fucking, I'm throwing you the ball. All you got to do is dunk it, baby.
I like you going with that.
Yeah. So Lindsay, this is what she does. Ready?
Hey, Adam Ray, congratulations on 100,000 followers. I don't care what anyone says. You did it, and it's about what you believe in yourself, and you did it, and you're only going to go up more. So God bless you, and have a beautiful day. Stay happy, healthy, and safe.
I mean, no energy.
Yes, but she also took exactly what you wanted and through a series of misguided intentions, she gave you the polar opposite of what you were hoping for.
Oh, the big time opposite, dude. That's Welcome Back to Big Time Opposite, starring Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah,
I got Parent Trapped on that. You know what I'm saying? Where it was...
She Freaky Friday you.
Dude, I didn't... Well, dude, I would have loved Freaky...
Herbie went bananas.
I would have loved Freaky Friday, Lindsay. I got fucking hungover Sunday. Like, this is... I was hoping I was going to get a laugh. That was...
She probably doesn't want... I get it. Like, she's like, I'm like... I can't be shitting on people. I'm pretty high profile. But I'm surprised she's even on Cameo.
Dude, the shitting she did on these strangers that were working at her beach club in fucking Bermuda. Like, you can't do one. Like, what is that going to do? You think I'm going to post that? And then people are going to be like, what a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know.
It's widely known on Cameo that they're saying kind of where you guide them. So it's not like she would take the brunt of it.
I didn't ask her to say the N-word or say, like, you're never, I bet whoever you marry is going to be a cunt. You know, like, I didn't, you know, it was really just jokey stuff. But you know what? That's, hey.
Who's going to be the first celebrity Cameo to say the N-word?
Well, this is, I mean, hey, man, you don't think I'm trying? Like, I have spent hundreds of dollars trying to get birthday wishes that push the envelope. All right, let's go to our next question. We got to wrap this up. Sal, which of these, I know you're a big TV guy like me, all right? We love our shows. We're nostalgic about our shows. Jaleel White, dear friend of mine, also a fan.
Really? That's amazing.
A dear friend, also a fan of you guys, so we'll connect those dots when time permits. Oh, yeah. Which of these, Sal, and I don't know how big of a Family Matters fan you are. I'm sure, you know, Urkel, enough to know that he had quite a few catchphrases that took him from you know, child actor to teen heartthrob. Which of these was not a Steve Urkel catchphrase? Did I do that? No, I didn't fucking think so. How could I when I just landed an hour ago? Fuck. Got any cheese? Of course you don't. You're unemployed. Carl Winslow, yeah, I know that fat fuck. His daughter won't put out.
Oh, Laura.
These suspenders always riding up my taint. Fuck it. Even MJ played with a bad hammy. So which of those was not a Steve Urkel catchphrase? We'll put 10 seconds up on the clock.
Yeah. I think not was probably the suspenders going up my taint. Everything else seems just like I've heard it. I know it has.
Yeah, you've heard it. Everything else checks out. I'm going to go through. The first one was actually season 2, episode 5. Though Got Any Cheese, of course, you're unemployed. That was him throwing shade at Waldo, Eddie Winslow's best friend, who was kind of a dum-dum on the show.
Yes, he was the cockroach of Family Matters.
1,000%. And C, yeah, I mean, that's when Stefan Urkel came into the picture and got a little bit too much swag and was like, yeah, fuck Carl Winslow and his fucking bitch-ass daughter that won't fucking, get on
Shout
this.
out to Reginald Vel Johnson.
One of the best Vel Johnsons, and also just one of the best TV dads you could ever wish for. And the last one, I guess we had one more. Got a little jammed up there. I can't read it. It just says Mariah Carey. Oh, Mariah Carey naked. That's what I want to see before I die. So that's another option, I guess. But you already made your choice. I think, yeah, they're writing up the suspenders. He didn't say that, but
he said he wants to see Mariah Carey. Well, we all do. Why not?
All right, and the last one, Sal. Which of the following, the Joker's Cruise? Oh yeah, the Joker's Cruise, which I unfortunately had to pull out of last year, which I still.
I know we may never have one again. Now we'll see.
I know, dude, and trust me, it's gonna be a regret.
You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, but you've been on boats for quite some time now, and you've gotten to know the lay of the land on a cruise ship. So which of the following have you said on a Impractical Jokers cruise, or have you heard being said on the cruise?
I'm already laughing.
Is the pizza bar still open? Should we break the gate? Drink that, you pussy.
Maybe
I'm either seasick or someone roofied me.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. Or do we have the other options? Yeah, I mean, you can sing Bohemian Rhapsody during karaoke. I just don't think anyone thinks you can go that high.
That's true. Which was not. Which
if I jumped overboard, do you think I could make it back? They'd make a movie about me. Denzel would play me. Who cares if I'm white? So these are things you said or heard.
I do have Jaden Smith on both my thighs.
I know you do, and that's fucking amazing. I just rewatched that clip of you pulling it out during the Misery Index episode, which is great. Yes. The ovation that got, I just was like, dude, the energy in that room, you could feel it through the tube, man, of people just, because you show it, and then seeing it live, it was like, ah!
I do appreciate it, because I do live with that. I definitely was trying to I probably threw down some, I think pizza. I think the one is, man, pizza sounds so good right now.
I know, dude.
I haven't had pizza in a little bit.
How good does cruise ship pizza sound? Just 24-hour.
Just good. Just anything you want.
Well, I know there's a pizza spot we went to after I went with you in New York when I think it was that night or the night prior to your shows at the Cellar, and then we went to a pizza spot that's your pizza spot. It's like you got your pictures.
Go to Joe's?
Yes, we went to Joe's. Yeah.
Joe's Pizza, my favorite New York slice.
Yeah. And it was, dude. I mean, I feel like I've tried quite a few spots, but this was unbelievable. And
one of my proudest moments was when they have a couple locations now, but it was when one of the locations put me on their wall.
That's a big deal.
It's I wear that as a badge of honor.
You should.
I mean, pizza, man, it's the best pizza.
It's cool that restaurants like those are the Pink's Hot Dogs out here in LA does that with the. There's quite a few places I think on the East and West Coast that do that with people that come in where they go, this guy fucking loves our shit, and you put it up, and it's cool, man, because the pictures.
I've never been to Pink's. I want to go so bad.
Oh, when you come out for Family Feud, I'll take you. It's amazing.
Okay, great.
And I bet they'll get your picture, dude. They got everybody in there. Kermit the Frog to Steve Martin to Eminem to Elton John to fucking
Kermit's on the wall.
Wolfgang
I want
Puck.
nothing to do with that fucking place.
What? Yeah. All right, dude. Well,
Dude, before I go, I just want to say another thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say that you're such a sweetheart. You're such a dear friend. I just want to thank you publicly because I had an audition recently that I was like kind of nervous about because I still get nervous. And you were so kind. You made me. I emailed you the script, and then you had to get up super early the next morning, and you were up late the night before, and you had an appointment, and you somehow found time in your early morning after a late night to run lines with me on the phone.
Oh yeah.
Because you are so good at what you do and I wanted your advice and you took that time out. It's something you would do for me 100 times. I know that, but I just want to say like stuff like that sticks with me. I just love you. So you're just the best.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, Sal, anytime I love you and you crushed it. And it was, by the way, like, it was, little tips here. You already had so many comedic instincts that were locked and loaded. It was just, when you're doing something new, you just need to talk it out and kind of get a reminder of like, I fucking got this, right? And so I was just serving as that. When you cried a little bit. It was early to hear a friend cry. You were like just weeping, being like, I keep trying out. I keep wanting to do Sylvester Stallone, but not like Rocky Sylvester, like Stopping My Mom Will Shoot Sylvester Stallone. And I just think that's not I think it's a strong choice, but not the right one. And I was like, dude, get it together. It's 8:30 my time, You know
what's funny? I cry so much, people might believe that.
That was one of my questions, by the way. If I got fucking I wrote down some questions that were just gonna be non sequiturs. One was,
we could do like an 8-part episode.
I know, dude. I had questions about aliens and Bigfoot. I said the last thing you cried at. Do you still think farts are funny? What is the last thing you cried at, real quick?
Oh God, I did a podcast.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Sal. When we come back in 2 months, we'll hear what you cried. No, I'm joking. Yeah. All right, I love you, dude. Thank you for doing this.
Best, brother.
I love you.
Best.
I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye, Sally.